Hi guys, I'm Natalie Diver. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be all about how to get people to talk about your brand on Instagram. So I always get so many questions from brands who are just starting out, who don't have a huge budget, and they say, how can I get influencers to talk about my brand without spending a lot of money? Because we all know that to get a bigger influencer to talk about your brand, it's going to cost you a lot of money, and it should. They've spent a long time building their page up. They've put a lot of work into it. It's their job. So there must be a way for smaller brands to also work with influencers. So I want to talk about the difference between influencers and minfluencers. I don't even know if minfluencers is a thing or whether I made it up. I really don't know. What I mean by minfluencers is mini influencers. So we all know an abundance of influencers. They have hundreds of thousands of followers. They have loyal, adoring fans. They've been in this game for a long time. Minfluencer is someone who has a smaller amount of followers but is in a very strong and strict niche, okay? So the big difference between this is an influencer might not have a very targeted following. They might have a huge following, and that's great for working with certain brands. It's great for specific partnerships. But as a small brand, you want to make sure that your brand and your advert is getting out to the most targeted audience possible, because these are the people that are going to convert. And the thing with influencers is they often have a stronger relationship with their followers because they can take the time to interact with them. They can really take the time to build this relationship, and they're often a lot more aware of who their followers are when it's a smaller page, because they are actively trying to grow it. And so there really is a big difference. I think the market kind of is saturated with influencers, and it's saturated with a lot of the same adverts. You know, I'm not saying anything bad against the brand, but we've all seen the try this flat tummy tea, try this teeth whitening kit, try this, and it's just, you know, the influencer holding up some packet of a product that they probably didn't use, and you know they're going to get paid a lot of money for posting it. Whether these ads actually convert, I'm not one to speak, I have no idea, but I do think that the days of doing that are really over, to be honest. So this is where the minfluencer comes in. So these mini influencers aren't going to just take a quick picture of your product with a selfie and post it on #ad. They're going to spend a lot more time and put a lot more time and effort into doing this, because it's their aim to grow a relationship with a brand and keep working with them, because currently they're probably not making a living as much as a typical influencer. So there really are benefits of working with both. I'm not saying you shouldn't work with influencers. If the demographic is right, if it's a really well paired partnership, then of course it's going to pay off for you. But if not, and you don't have the budget, let's talk about how you can get some smaller influencers with a very good reputation to start talking about your brand. So when you get someone, whether they have a following or whether they don't, whether they're just talking to their friends or whether they're talking to 100,000 people, if they're saying really good things about your product and it comes across in a very natural way, this is word of mouth marketing. Word of mouth marketing will always continue to be one of the most valuable marketing and selling tools. This is because we trust the person that we're listening to. If my best friend tells me she's used a hair product and it was one of the best products that she's used, there is no doubt that I'm going to go and buy this product because I fully trust her opinion. And so if you get a mini influencer who is really strong in the hair niche and all of her followers follow her because she has great hair, and she says to them, do you know what, I've tried this product and it's absolutely amazing. If she gets 100 likes on that photo, that could mean that 100 people are going to check that product out. And this can be incredibly valuable. 100 new customers, this is amazing. And so this word of mouth marketing, never ever underestimate it. Whether this person is getting 20 likes or 200 or, you know, 2,000, this is really, really valuable. And as long as this word of mouth marketing is hitting the right ears, then you're in and your brand is going to benefit from it. And so you need to start thinking about, how can I work with a mini influencer? How can I structure this partnership so that we both feel like we're benefiting? And so what you need to figure out is, what does this influencer want? Do they want money? Do they want free product? Do they want more exposure? Say you have quite a lot of followers on your brand page and they're in your niche, they might just want the exposure of a repost on your page. If they like your products and it's something they genuinely use, perhaps they'd be happy with a gift package every month. And you know, for that month, they'll talk about your product, they'll create content for you. Not only is that going to give you, you know, great recommendations, that's creating content for you that you can repurpose and post on your own social media channel, which is saving you so much time. So all of these techniques and tips and tricks and tools, they have so many different benefits that you perhaps haven't even thought about. Because if you're paying someone to create your content, that can get so expensive. So if you can gift an influencer who is great with a camera, if you can gift them your product every single month and get content from them, to me, that is just a no-brainer. That's something that you should be doing. And so figure out what it is that they want and figure out how you can package something every month that is going to appeal to them. Maybe you pay them a set amount every month, or maybe you send them the nicest package that when they open it, they can't help but Snapchat it to everyone. They can't wait to talk about it. And they start to develop an emotional connection with your brand. If you're handwriting them letters and you're putting their name on things, you know, a mini influencer isn't going to be receiving this every day. An influencer will. They're very, very used to receiving big packages and, you know, Chanel handbags, and they're used to going into a hotel and seeing their name written and being treated like a superstar, basically. These mini influencers aren't used to that. So if you can blow their socks off, if you can blow their socks off every month, they are going to develop so much loyalty to your brand, and this is going to pay off for you. It really, really is. So don't think that you have to go and work with influencers with so many followers. You need to start looking at what are the benefits of repurposing this, and what are the benefits of me as a small business working with other small influencers. And the thing is, if this influencer is good at creating content, their Instagram is only going to continue to grow. And so don't be surprised if they gain 100,000 followers in a few months. But the key here is you've already built that really strong and loyal relationship with them, and they're not going to forget that. So when they are a bigger influencer and brands are paying them a lot more money, they've still got that relationship with you, and there's going to be that narrative going forward of how you can continue to work together. So this is why it is, you know, becoming a bigger thing. And I've actually been speaking to a lot of brands lately. I mean, I won't name them, but some of them have millions of followers on Instagram and just run their brands solely on Instagram. And I've had conversations with them and I've said to them, how do you feel influencer marketing is changing? And they've said to me, I'd much rather work with 10 Instagrammers who have 10,000 followers and have a very strong, trusted demographic than an influencer with 100,000 followers who doesn't know who their audience is. And you know, sometimes it is the complete opposite, because this bigger influencer does know their audience and it is very targeted. I'm not saying anything against them. I'm just saying a lot of brands are starting to work with influencers in a very different way, and you need to do your research and you need to make sure that the partnership that you're making is beneficial for your brand. Again, there are even more ways to inspire these mini influencers to talk about your brand. If you're sending them packages every month, that's great, but you want to get them excited. And so if you really know your demographic, which you should by now, and this influencer is in your demographic, you know what means a lot to them. So you can suss out that what kind of competition would work for them. So what gift vouchers they'd like to win, what presents they'd like to receive. You should know what your customer wants and what your audience wants. And so you can package together competitions. You can get all of your influencers together and you can say, okay, the person that creates the best content this month, or the person that drives the most traffic this month, is going to win this. And that, although you're going to have to spend, you know, some money on creating a prize, that is going to really, really inspire these influencers to go all out and create the best content, drive all of the traffic, and really do their best work because they want to win this prize. And so, you know, this is a really good way of finding out what your audience wants too, because you can say to them, what would be the best thing that you could win this month? And so you can take note of that and you can think, okay, well, I know she's my ideal customer. So what I'm going to do, not only am I going to run a competition this month for an influencer to win this product when they create a certain amount of content, but I'm also going to run a giveaway on my own Instagram account that my audience can win the exact same prize because I know that's exactly what they want. Do you see that the same thing is coming up and up here, and it really is all about understanding what your audience wants, how you can get them excited, and how you can make them feel looked after. So yeah, run competitions every month, tell them they can win some gift vouchers, really, really keep them inspired, keep them motivated. It's just like if you had staff or ambassadors or anything, you have to find ways to keep them motivated and you have to find ways to keep them involved with your brand. And another spin-off from this is, so you've got this group of influencers, very likely they're all going to be similar. They're all going to have very similar followings. They're all going to be after the same thing. You know, they want to grow Instagram, they want to grow their blogs, they want to start monetizing. So this in itself is a very interesting tool. What if you could give them a pre-made community? So what you could do is set a Facebook group up of all your ambassadors who are all very similar with a very similar goal, put them together and allow them to collaborate with each other and meet each other. You know, a lot of people who have businesses online or have online blogs, they work alone, and a lot of people, I mean, you and I would probably say it ourselves, it gets a bit lonely. And now if someone said to me that they could just slide me into a pre-made community of girls just like me, I'm going to be so excited about that. And so if this brand is structuring all of these conversations, structuring all of these partnerships and communities, you are really starting to build a loyal following, and you're starting to build a community of people that are really going to run and talk about your brand. And they're going to tell their friends what they're doing for your brand, and their friends are going to want to be involved. Their friends are going to want to talk about your brand, and you're going to be in an amazing position where people are begging you to promote your brand for you because they want to get in this club that you've created. And so you really need to think creatively, how can I give as much value as possible to these influencers, to these people that I want to talk about my brand, and put their needs first rather than thinking, I need promotion, I need marketing, I need sales. What can you give? What value can you give to these people, and how can you bring them together? And another benefit of this is you now have a ready-made target demographic that you can do research with. So every now and then you can post market research stuff in this community that you've created. You can post quizzes, you can ask questions, you can share new packaging ideas with them and get them to help shape your company, your brand, your vision, your future. And this really is invaluable. Companies and brands pay hundreds of thousands every year to work with their demographic to get market research and feedback. And if you have this for free, you're in a very powerful position. And finally, another huge benefit of doing this is you're going to have, say, 30 people per month using your product, and chances are they love your product because they're continuing to work with you. So they're posting images with the product, they're posting testimonials with the product. What you can do is then repost these testimonials on your Instagram page. You can repost these testimonials on your actual website, and all of this social proof is only going to boost your conversion rate. People love to see testimonials. They love to see that products are working. And so if you can build up this bank of testimonials, people are going to come on your page and just think, wow, this company really knows what they're doing. So just to recap, don't get so caught up on not being able to afford to work with influencers and not being able to reach hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. Stop thinking about huge numbers. I feel like the way that Instagram has kind of driven us is that we really do think in big numbers. Oh, she hasn't got 1 million followers, she's not important. And it's just such a bad way of looking at things. Don't get caught up by the big numbers. Think about the trust, think about the loyalty, think about the niche that you're in, and think about the value that working collectively with a group of influencers can give your brand. So as always, if you have any questions at all, just leave them below. I'll try my best to answer every single one. Please subscribe to my channel and just let me know what other videos you'd like to see from me. So I really hope it was helpful.